Hey, what's going on with you today?
Hello, how are you, Miles?
Hey there. I'm good, thanks. You've been on a bit of a calling spree today, haven't you? What's been
What
keeping you busy?
what are
Oh, just noticing
micro
you called a few
habits? What
micro
are
habits. So those are like tiny versions of bigger habits you're trying to build. It's kind of like instead of trying to hit the gym for an hour, you start with just doing 5 push-ups a day or walking around the block once. Way easier to start and keep up, right? Then they add up over time.
why are micro habits important in daily life?
Good question. Um, I guess they make bigger goals feel way less daunting, you know? You're trying to become more consistent about something like reading or meditating or whatever, starting super small makes it hard to find excuses to skip. Plus, it's like compounding interest for your habits. They build on themselves in ways you might not expect.
How are micro habits different from big goals?
Yeah, they're pretty different actually. Big goals are like aiming for that marathon finish line. They can feel miles away and a bit overwhelming. Micro habits are more like daily steps you don't even think about much. They're about the system, not the finish line. Goals are what you want, habits are how you get there, you know?
Can small actions really create big results? How?
Totally. Think about it. 1% better every day sounds small, right? But over a year, that adds up to like 37 times better. It's compounding. Each little improvement builds on the last and they create momentum. It's kind of like rolling a snowball downhill. Start small, picks up more and more, more and more. It's not instant magic, but consistent tiny steps add up.
What is an explain of a simple micro habit?
I mean, an example of a simple micro habit, like brushing your teeth for 2 minutes is one, or maybe drinking a glass of water when you wake up. Read one page of a book instead of the whole chapter. Basically, any tiny thing you can do consistently without much effort, that's your micro habit.
How long does it take to build a micro habit?
That's the thing. They're meant to be so small. You basically build them instantly. You know, maybe a week to truly stick, but honestly, most micro habits are easy to keep up immediately because you're not fighting yourself to do something hard. It's about the low barrier to entry. Kind of what kind of thing are you thinking about making a habit?
Why do people fail when they start big habits?
Yeah, that's pretty common. Um, I think the biggest thing is overwhelm. Starting too big just feels impossible. Like wanting to meditate for an hour when you've never done it before. Um, that's a setup for failure. Then there's willpower. Big habits drain your willpower like crazy, and willpower is a limited resource. Small habits just don't need much willpower at all, which is why they stick. Does that make sense?
Why is the how can
I'm not
micro
sure.
habits improve productivity? Productivity.
I think. Hold on one sec. Looks like my connection is a bit choppy. Can you hear me? Okay.
What is the best way
Sorry.
to start a micro habit?
Start ridiculously small. I mean, embarrassingly small. Like I will floss one tooth instead of I will floss all my teeth. If it's so easy that you feel silly even writing it down, that's about right. And then just do it. Don't overthink it. Don't schedule it perfectly. Just knock it out when you can and build from there.
How can consistency help in micro habits?
Consistency is everything, right? With micro habits, it's not about big effort. It's about showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. That consistency builds trust with yourself. You start believing you can actually follow through on something. And eventually those tiny wins add up. Before you know it, that simple thing becomes autopilot. Like brushing your teeth, you don't even question it anymore.
So this is my last question. Can micro habits help in studies or learning?
Definitely. Yeah, absolutely. Imagine trying to study for hours versus just reading one page a day, or maybe learning 5 new vocabulary words instead of trying to memorize a whole chapter at once. Micro habits make studying way less overwhelming and much more sustainable. Plus, when you start small, you build this momentum, right? Suddenly, studying feels doable instead of daunting.
So thanks, my Miles.
Cool. Glad that
Bye, Miles.